This is what happens when you leave any type of braids in too long. And what I consider too long is anything longer than 4 to 5 weeks. 6 weeks can be excessive. I'm not sure how long my client had. She had faux locks. I'm not sure how long she had them in prior to coming to her visit, but we had some issues getting her back in. She has a busy schedule. I was going through some health issues, so she got faux locks to get what she thought would be a protective style. I don't believe in the term protective style, but a lot of people do. But as you can see, it can cause more damage than good. That white stuff you see is maybe lint from covers or bed. She had about an inch of new growth from when she got the braids in and the time that she took them out. A good guess from my client when I asked how long she had the braids in, it could have been anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks. As I said, because of her busy schedule and my health issues, she was unable to get back into the salon to get them out in a timely manner, and she was doing what she thought she could do to get by until we both could get back in a scheduled routine. You always want to make sure you get that lint out before you start shampooing. If you go to the salon, that requires more time, and it also can be an extra charge because it does take time. And you also want to let the stylist know if you have not combed your hair out so they can allow the time for your appointment. I prefer to detangle myself because I do know that when clients get frustrated trying to get that lint and tangles out, they will cut or break the hair when it's not always necessary. You just have to have the time and patience to deal with an issue of this sort. First things first is you never want to leave the braids in too long. As you can see by looking at her scalp, she lost density. You always want to try to, if you can't comb the lint or nicks out, you want to pull it apart because it is a result of hair intertwined with each other, each strand. That is caused by excessive friction from those strands twisting up. And the lint typically comes from what most people don't know, but it comes from your pillowcase or your bedspread, which is why I always recommend a satin pillowcase, or you always want to wear a bonnet to bed. I stress to bed. But you must get this lint out before you start to shampoo, because if you don't, it can result in massive clumps in your head. My client was not aware that her hair was so matted at the time, but we had a great discussion on not how we were going to try to avoid this situation in the future. And that's the relationship between a customer and the stylist. She has been a client of mine for the past 13, maybe 14 years. So we have that understanding. But as I said, with her schedule, she was doing with what she thought was going to be best for her hair, because she hear it being called protective styles, and she's thinking, as a lot of other consumers are, so that's hair loss. But she's thinking, as a lot of other consumers are, that she's protecting her hair from being out. And there are a lot of myths about protective styles that I won't get into on this video, but I prefer not to call them protective styles. Just call it what it is. It's just braids. but it's not having any protection to the hair. It took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, to detangle her hair just before I could shampoo and condition her hair. Most stylists and myself, there is a fee for detangling, but I do prefer to detangle myself. Just give me a heads up and let me know prior to coming into the salon that you're coming out of braids and you want me to detangle, because I do not like when clients take most of their hair out trying to detangle. I can see what you can't see, so allow me to do the detangling. And we were done. As I said, it took at least an hour to detangle, but it was a lesson learned for my client, and I hope it is a lesson learned for you. Thanks.